Why do you find yourself still reading comments and Facebook specifically?
Because I mean, anyone is going to be interested. It's like, well, what are people? You get on a show, people are seeing it, and you're like, well, what do people think about me? What are they saying about me? YouTube be cool. It's a different Facebook, bro.
Do you get more DMs and stuff from guys now?
I mean,
Come on.
I do get some messages here and there.
What?
But it's all respectful.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's how I carry myself. So I don't get any messages, "What's up, girlie?" or what that, I don't get any of that. It's like, "Courtney, I love how you speak. Thank you very much. Oh, you listen to men. Oh, you're a doll." Like, that's the messages I get. They're really nice. And, I comment back. "Thank you. I appreciate you." But yeah, I get comments in my DMs. But it's all nice. So it's nothing, disrespectful. No one's been disrespectful to me. What's weird is that I get DMs from married couples.
Mm-hmm. Saying what? You got.
It is nothing bad. It ain't no swinging.
I was trying to figure out what
it's not bad. But it's like, man, my wife is like that, and she's kind of turned more traditional because she was, acting like you before. But maybe can you talk to my wife, and can you be friends with my wife? All right.
Do you feel like you prepared for what's about the future? What's about to happen?
I don't know.
So how you gonna deal with it?
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
With what?
With this. With the podcast. I don't know. And, I mean, I'll have to be prepared for whatever it is. But, one thing I've said before, and I'll say it again, especially to my fan club, those Powder Puff Girls. What up? I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going to shut up. And that's that on that.
What's your biggest fear when it comes to women in their future in relationships?
The fear?
Mm-hmm. What do you fear for women if they don't change?
We'll be doing the same thing that we've been doing now.
What's that?
Not getting married, dying alone, being sad, fat, and depressed.
Do you fear dying alone?
Mm-hmm.
Do you really?
I do. So, in order for me not to, you gotta change.
Do you struggle with the person that you used to be versus who you are now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have. So I never was combative, but growing up with brothers, I had a mouth on me. So I didn't know how to be quiet. I always had to get my point across. And I like to joke on people. Because it's just like a Southern thing. We sit around and we just roast.
Yeah.
And so when I get, kind of attacked, or when someone says something about me, it's a lot of constraint for me not to go back and start roasting. It's hard. But I'm like, okay, so what would that do? You're just gonna, it's not worth it. So for me, I look at life now, it's like, what are you gonna put your energy in? Are you gonna put your energy into trolls? Or are you gonna put your energy to where it's more important, that's gonna get you further in life? Me going back with weirdos online is not gonna give me anything. It's not constructive. So
I think we had our first disagreement online on the last show.
Mm-hmm. But that's gonna happen.
But they don't believe that you whatever.
Well, okay, so this is what kills me too, because I don't have a thought of my own. All I do is follow you. Everything that you say, I agree with, and I'm just yes, Anton. Whatever he say, yes, Anton. And I don't think people don't understand. We come from a Christian background and perspective. So therefore, if you're saying something and it's usually biblically based, of course I'm going to agree because I'm also biblically based. So for me, I just don't get that. It would be the same thing if you had a Muslim man and a Muslim woman on there. Mm-hmm. Do you think they would be going head to head, or would they be aligned? Because they're going to be talking about, Islam based in their faith, and that's what they put, that's important to them. So, whatever.
The questions I think you might have been referring to is, what are black women willing to do to save the black community?
No, he was gone. He was gone. Put on his PJs then.
Okay, so he didn't hear nothing.
No, he didn't hear me. He was gone.
No, I heard you. I had my headphones on.
But he wasn't there. You weren't.
Yeah, I was just going to put on them shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Them gray jogger shorts.
So yeah.
What cause okay, so when you watch not only our show,
mm-hmm.
like a lot of the times the replays or the clips or whatever, and then you see different women that come on my show,
mm-hmm.
what do you think? Like, how do you feel about that? Because on the Lapeef show,
mm-hmm.
it seemed like they're a little bit more combative. But then when they come on my show,
they agree with you.
Yeah, it's a different narrative.
Right. And then they tell me, well, you always agree with him. I'm like, you do too. It's just the delusion of it all. Because when they come on your show, they never disagree with you. They seem to be sweet to you. I don't understand why women come to me in an attack mode.
Yeah, I agree.
They are so ready. I ain't going to say the names, but, one little lady was on there, just didn't really say much, but then had receipts of everything that I said on previous shows. And I'm like, well, you came here not to have a civil discussion. You came on here because you had a bone to pick with me. Yeah. And, I said it before and I say it again. It's like, okay, that's fine. You didn't like what I said, maybe. But there's not been a topic that I've discussed that you can say that you disagree with. They can't say that to you. They can't say that to me. And the reason is because we're on the right side of right.
Yeah. What do you feel about the possibility of doing these shows in person? Do you think it would be different, drastically different from doing them online?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Why? Would you be nervous?
No. So what makes me nervous is the intimacy of talking one-on-one, because, it's more focused on me. But in a group, it's not just on me. It's every other person on there too. And then other people can give their input, which I think is important. But I'm excited. I'm excited to meet the people.
Nervously excited or?
Well, I'm just hoping they ain't crazy. We're going to have... Okay. But no, I think it's going to be fun. I really think it's going to be fun.
They think, a lot of people have a perception of both me and JR,
mm-hmm.
that, I don't know, maybe we got we bullies, or we, based off of your experience with us, what do you think?
You guys are, I love y'all. I think you're very professional. I think you're highly intelligent, very creative. So no, I don't get bullied at all.
It's like a thing of us out there.
Why do you think? Why?
Because they say it in different forms and comments and stuff like that. Like, Anton and JR, y'all need to. Anton and JR, y'all need to. They even JR, they say that they say JR don't talk. I say that y'all don't know JR in person.
This is true. He'll talk. We got a little drink.
Especially tonight, you ain't gonna be able to shut me up.
I would say that JR probably the craziest of all of us. They think it's me, but it's really JR.
Okay, because Anton, you're super cool, and that's why I've been super laid
stuff,
back.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I've done some crazy stuff.
JR is crazy. And Courtney might be crazier than all
I
of us.
might be. Especially when we get out tonight.
Oh man.
Well, I have a feeling that you're gonna take the world by storm.
You are a
I
nice
think so, too.
man.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna be way bigger than anything. You're gonna be way bigger than me.
Why do you think that? Because I'm a woman?
No,
Saying
I just know it. I can see talent a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, you're real passionate about it. Like, you actually want to see the change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the most important thing, is that you're willing to share your experience to help push.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think people are going to appreciate.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, the thing about it is that, like, me and JR, we want you to be bigger than anything. You know what I'm saying? Our job is to make sure that you're the biggest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I just think that you got that thing. You got that Southern flair. You break away from the norm as far as your ability to think for yourself. You know, you cute, you got the look, and you're able to have an intelligent conversation, you know, beyond just the look. It's more than just that. And so I don't know, I just think you got all of the right combination of things that's going to propel you to be successful. I really do.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, we shall see, but like I said,
And I can see you leading
yeah.
a huge amount of people, man. I can actually see you, you know, having people look up to you, having people come to you.
Well, I tell you, like, I do have, you know, I wanted to be able to tell my story the way I wanted to tell it. And it's still so much that I want to say. But I didn't want anyone to get me in a I got you moment trying to, you know, I didn't want that. I think with me and my story and getting personal, you know, I wanted to be careful and be sweet with it. And that's important to me as well, too. So even with the podcast and me opening up, you know, which I plan on doing, I think is definitely important. But it's something that I'm going to nurture, especially when it comes to me and my relationships, my ex, and my child. Like,
well, you know that don't matter though, right?
Yeah, I know.
Well, and the reason that it don't matter,
like I know,
it's
but at
your
least
story though.
Yeah,
it's not something that you're trying to hide. It's just that you're going to tell your story when you feel like telling your story.